Now we all know that regular oil changes for your car are not only recommended, but are vital to a car's performance and reliability. Yet, with our airsoft guns, we always see customers bringing guns that are caked with dirt-crusted factory grease after even years of use. Now, not only does a gun that's well maintained last longer, it's also more accurate, gas efficient, and cycles much smoother. What's going on? Vincent here with our very first maintenance how-to video. We're going to be focusing on gas blowback pistols as they typically require a little bit more maintenance than electric guns. Now, this is my own personal way of maintaining pistols, and by no means am I saying that it's the only way, but it's just what I found works for me. Let's get started off with the tools of the trade. We begin with the two most important elements, your synthetic grease as well as your silicone oil. As a basic rule of thumb, synthetic grease is for anyone that sees a lot of friction, especially those metal-on-metal contacts such as your slide rails. Silicone oil is for your rubber seals to keep your O-rings healthy as well as to get those harder to reach areas. Here at the shop, we really like Permatex brand synthetic grease. We find that it not only lubricates well, but keeps that smooth action for months. Now there's a good chance that you already have some grease in your garage, but before you use it, make sure that it won't harm rubber or plastic. When choosing a silicone oil, again, make sure that it doesn't contain additives that will harm rubber or plastic. Tactical Crusaders Pro A1 silicone oil is pretty good stuff, not only because it doesn't harm your gun, but because they found a thickness that isn't too thick or isn't too thin as to dry out quickly either. Next up, we have the barrel cleaning rod. These typically come free with most guns on the market. If you lost yours, we have them for sale in the shop. Try to find one that the length is long enough for your longest barrel. You don't need a pistol specific one. Finally, we have the paper towel. Now this is actually a subject for quite a bit of debate, but the most important consideration is that it's not too rough and that it won't leave lint behind in your internals. Now a microfiber cloth is ideal, but honestly, I've been using paper towel or tissue without too much issue. Try to avoid the super rough stuff and try to avoid using toilet paper as that does leave lint behind. Today, we're going to give the full spa treatment to one of our most shot guns in our showroom, the WE-G17. Now, each pistol is going to be a little bit different, but the principles remain the same. The first step is to get rid of all your old grease and oil. It's important to remove all of it because old grease mixes with dirt, creating an abrasive paste that wears down your gun much quicker. It's tempting to use Q-tips, but it leaves behind too much lint. Here's a little trick as an alternative to Q-tips. Take a square of paper towel and fold it across twice. Fold over one corner and roll that edge to form a point. The blunt tip will keep its shape a little longer. Yes, you can clean your ears with it as well, and yes, that's how I learned this trick. Next up, we want to tackle the inner barrel. Refer to your instructions or a video if you're unfamiliar with how to disassemble your gun down to the inner barrel. Make sure you remove the oils in the hop-up unit and inside the rubber as well. An oily hop-up can be really bad for consistency. Take a look inside the inner barrel while pointing it at a light source. This is how you can check on your cleaning progress. Rip a little strip of paper and loop it through the cleaning rod. Pick clockwise or counterclockwise and twist the rod in only that direction all the way through the barrel in the same direction a BB would pass through. Pull the rod all the way through the barrel. If you pull it backwards, you're only pulling the dirt back in. Cleaning your barrel is by far the #1 tip I have for any airsoft gun. You'd be amazed how many people were surprised at how accurate their gun really was after just a simple barrel cleaning. As a side note, I always take out my inner barrel completely before cleaning. It's far too easy to get dirt trapped inside your hop-up unit or worse, damage your hop-up. Don't be lazy. Before we move on to oil and grease, remember the golden rule of lubrication and incidentally, women's fashion as well. Less is more. Overdoing it will just attract dirt and gum up your gun quicker. Also, don't lubricate your barrel or hop-up. That stays dry. Starting off with the silicone oil, there's a little O-ring inside the nozzle that drives the blowback. If this dries out, your kick won't be as hard and the gun won't be as gas efficient. Give it a few drops while rotating the O-ring itself to coat the whole thing. I like to drip some oil into the trigger mechanism as well. This ensures the trigger pull is buttery smooth, and I love me some smooth triggers. Finally, you want to drop a bit of oil into the magazine fill valve and the top release valve as well. I like to make sure the rubber gasket has a bit of oil too. Moving on to the grease, I like to apply the grease directly to the rails and smooth it out with my finger. A thin uniform coating is what you're striving for. Don't forget to look around the pistol at different angles because there are spots that can be easy to forget. Generally, if there's worn down metal, there's rubbing. The spring guide definitely benefits from some grease action. Try pulling down the spring and coating the guide rod itself. On the home stretch now, the last thing is the outer barrel. Most people forget about the outer barrel, but it's a big source of friction as evidenced by the worn down metal. Give it some love, and it's time to button up the gun. Let's take a look at how your freshly cleaned pistol cycles. Alright, smooth as a baby's bottom. The only thing left to do now is to go and shoot something. I hope you found this video useful. I tried to cover as much as I could, but naturally, if you got some tips to add, leave it in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, subscribe for more Canadian Airsoft content, and we'll catch you next time.